In our previous videos, we talked about frequently asked questions about TOPIK, introduced a convenient way of preparing for this test using a mobile application, and shared with you a couple of techniques in answering certain type of TOPIK questions. So this time around, I'll be sharing with you 3 things that I make sure I have prepared before studying and preparing for the test itself. Study plan. Setting my timeline is the very first thing I do. It helps me determine how much time I have left until the big day. I go to topic.go.kr and choose a date when I'd like to take the test. I make sure that I leave at least 2 months to prepare. If today is September 1st, then I can choose this November 14th test since I would still have enough time to prepare. I spare 2 months because I also work full-time, so I don't have much time to dedicate for TOPIK preparation. If you're able to study full-time, say 5 hours or 6 hours a day, then you can also opt to spare even just a month for studying. If you use the mobile application FunPick, you can easily track the number of days left until your chosen TOPIK test schedule. That way, you're alerted whether you need to intensify your preparations. Okay, so assuming I have 8 weeks to prepare, I make a simple study plan like this one. Week 1 to week 8. I include the date of registration period so I don't miss it. I then assess myself. Among all the aspects of a test, that is reading, writing, listening, which one do I need to focus on? For me, it's usually the writing part. I then dedicate a huge amount of time specifically for that type of test I'm having a hard time with. What I like doing is segregating each type of test by week and then alternating them. 1 week for just reading, and then 1 week for exclusively improving my listening skills, and then 2 weeks solely for the writing part of the test, which gets the longest time since that is my weakest point. Your study plan might look differently depending on which test you feel like you want to spend more time on. On the rightmost side, I add the materials that I will be using as references. I make sure that my study plan is realistic, meaning I only list things that I know I would actually be able to go through in a week's time. We'll go through the materials later on. Notebook. Having designated materials specifically for TOPIK preparation helps me fix my mindset that, yes girl, you're going to take the test in 8 weeks. Focus. So I make sure I have a designated notebook and pens for my note-taking. Sure, these days, people prefer taking down notes on their phones or tablets, but as I always tell my students, it's always better to actually write on paper. Call me old style, but writing actually helps our muscle memory remember the words for easier recall in the future. I make a section for vocabulary where I take note of the words that I have encountered. I don't simply copy word lists from the internet as I wouldn't know how to use them in their proper context. I only take down words that I actually have seen in a specific story that I read or maybe news article that I saw. That way, the words list I make becomes more useful. I also dedicate a section for grammar, where I list down the grammar points that I encounter but not sure how to use in a sentence. I list them as I encounter them in a certain text. Later on, I look up for the usage of that specific grammar. My usual go-to reference for that is howtostudykorean.com. You can customize your own notebook as you deem fit. The goal is to be as organized as possible so you know what you have gone through already so far according to your study plan. Study materials. Lastly, decide on your study materials. These will highly depend on what you want to improve on. For starters, I always use previous test papers as materials. I try answering them and highlight unfamiliar words that I think will reappear in other sections of the test. I also highlight grammar points that I wish to look up afterwards. I also use the previous TOPIK papers as my mock test, which I try answering within a limited time. If you're someone who prefers going paperless, then go for FunPick. This mobile application will sort out everything for you, from calculating the days left till the exam, to generating tests for you depending on your current level, to grouping questions based on the types of test, and to checking your answers. You can even check out a brief explanation regarding the answers you got incorrectly. Decide on your materials. If your weakness is listening, then you should definitely put Korean podcasts among your learning materials. There are also good materials from Talk to Me in Korean or TTMIK, which is my go-to Korean learning channel. If your weakness is writing, you can look for question and answer type of practice materials. If you're aiming for level 5 or level 6, then definitely include Korean news in your learning materials. Common would also be a good alternative. A lot of TOPIK questions actually pertain to social issues in Korea, so picking up a few words here and there from the news articles will definitely help you so much in the test. So yeah, definitely assess first what you think you need to improve on and what your goals are, and then select the appropriate materials. Again, create your study plan, designate a specific notebook, and gather your materials. Good luck with the TOPIK! Don't forget to follow us on our social media accounts for more TOPIK tips. 감사합니다.